Welcome, faculty, students, staff, trustees, and Dr. Kane to this special convocation event. Please stay rising. Please rise if you have not risen. For the national anthem sung by the Endicott singers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Me again. This time you can be seated. Good afternoon again, students, faculty, staff, and trustees. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brandy Johnson, and I'm the Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer here at Endicott. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge the lands we are gathering on here today are the original homelands of the Namkeg tribe, part of the Massachusetts tribal people. This acknowledgement is a simple yet powerful way of showing respect and a step toward correcting the stories that erase tribal history. As we gather today at Convocation to celebrate the start of a new academic year, I want to welcome each of you, whether you're beginning your first year or returning to continue your journey. Welcome to the nest. Our campus is a tapestry woven with stories of resilience, ambition, passion, and growth. As we embark on this new year, we are committing ourselves to embracing these stories through our academic theme, Gulls Rise Above, recognizing that each of us have faced or will face moments that test our strength. Gulls Rise Above is more than just a phrase, it's a mindset. It's a reminder that no matter the winds or the waves, we have the ability to lift ourselves higher. It's about seeing the challenges not as stop signs, but as stepping stones, not as barriers, but as the very currents that can carry us toward our goals. When I think about this theme, I'm reminded of a day that there was a hurricane warning here at Endicott years back. It was pouring, the wind was intense, and I had walked over to Peace Rock to check on a group of students who were watching and filming the waves. I just wanted to make sure they were being safe, and admittedly, I kind of wanted to check them out too. While I stood there, soaked, and bracing against the wind, trying to tell the students not to do exactly what I was doing, I noticed a seagull fighting its way forward through the relentless rain and wind, and I thought for sure it would retreat. But it didn't. It leaned into the wind, adjusted its wings, and rose higher than I thought it could. It didn't try and escape the storm, it used it. I've had my own storm moments, times when I felt like I had to make myself smaller just to fit into spaces that I didn't seem like they were made for me. Or when the weight of expectations, my own and everyone else's, felt almost impossible to carry. There were even moments I questioned whether I belonged at all. Moments I thought maybe it would be just easier to stay quiet, blend in, and not take up too much space. But I learned something important. Rising above doesn't always mean finding an easier path or avoiding challenge. Sometimes it means standing right in the middle of a storm, letting the wind whip around you and saying, "I'm still here." It means learning from the hard parts and using them, not as anchors to hold you down, but as fuel to lift you higher. You'll have your own storms here in college. Maybe it's a class that pushes you beyond what you thought you were capable of, a conflict that tests your patience, or a moment of self-doubt that whispers, "You're not enough." But I want you to remember this. Storms don't come to break you. They come to shape you. They will test you, yes, but they will also reveal the strength and the courage and the resilience that has been in you all along. So this year, when the wind picks up, as it is right now, don't shrink, lean in, spread your wings, rise above. Because when one gull rises, we all rise. Let's make this a year of courage, connection, and possibility. Welcome to the start of an incredible journey. I am pleased and super excited to welcome Endicott College Acting President, Dr. Brian Kane, for his address.
Thank you, Brandy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Endicott. To our returning students, faculty, and staff, it's so great to see you back on campus again. And to the class of 2029, you made it. You're here. We are all back. And all of us are ready for what's next and to walk beside you on this new journey. Now, before I dive into some serious stuff, I want to tell you about a video that I watched recently. It was an interview with author Ocean Vuong after I got done reading his book that was just selected for Oprah's book club, so he's kind of a big deal. But what he said was not about fame or writing, it was about you. He said, young people today are being held back by cringe culture, that you are afraid of being vulnerable, of trying something new, of putting yourself out there, because what if someone thinks that it's cringe? And look, I get it. Nobody wants to be that person who raises their hand and then gets the answer wrong. Nobody wants to post something sincere and have it screenshotted and sent to a group text to be jeered at. But here's what Vuong said. Cringe is the first sign that you are trying. I just want to say that again. Cringe is the first sign that you are trying. So I want to start this year by giving all of you permission to try. Try to be curious, to mess up, to ask the question, to like what you like, even if it's weird. To be seen, not just for who you think you are supposed to be, but for who you actually are. Because that's what college is for, after all, not just earning a degree, but figuring yourself out along the way. And that brings me to the academic theme that Brandy mentioned just a moment ago. That's gulls rise above. At Endicott, we do not pretend that the hard stuff does not exist. We know that life throws curveballs, sometimes big ones, but rising above does not mean avoiding a mess. It means moving through it with courage, with compassion, and with community. There will always be speed bumps. There will always be challenges. There will always be classes that make your brain hurt and roommates that push your buttons, which, by the way, Vuong, the author that I just mentioned, wrote his entire book while he locked himself in his closet because his roommates were too noisy, which is proof that it can be done and your 10-page paper is due on time. There will also be moments when you doubt yourself. In those moments, you will have a choice. Do I give up or do I dig in? Do I sit it out or do I rise? You don't have to be perfect, but at Endicott College, we do encourage grit. That's why this year we are also launching Gulls with Grit. It's a year-long storytelling campaign and exhibit that features Endicott students, alumni, faculty, staff who have faced challenges and who have kept going. Maybe you'll see yourself in those stories. Maybe you will tell your own. But what I can tell you about this place, about Endicott College, is that you are not expected to have it all figured out here. But you are expected to show up, to learn, to ask questions, to grow. You're expected to try. But remember that you don't have to do it alone. That's the community thing that I just talked about and how important that is. Go talk to your professor. Office hours exist for a reason and will help you connect with your faculty and open up new avenues of opportunity that you had no idea existed. Don't forget about the Halley Library. Our librarians are not just book experts. They are research superheroes who will meet you where you are. If things get overwhelming, the Wellness Center is here for your physical and mental health. If you're stuck on an assignment or just need a second pair of eyes, remember that we have a robust tutoring and writing center. My point is that there is a whole network of people here who want to see you succeed, but you have to use them as students. And using them is not weakness. It's seeking wisdom. And while you're trying to figure out your new life at the Nest, I want you to also take a look around because our campus is trying too. I think it's looking pretty great, all of the things that hopefully you've experienced here in the past couple of days. You might notice things like the new brick crosswalks. Our returning students know what a big deal that is. So you're welcome. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in the front row. This year, you'll hear much more about the Endicott Center for Civic Participation. It's our newest initiative that is designed to be a trusted hub that inspires and equips students with knowledge and skills and experiences to become engaged, civic-minded leaders, something our world desperately needs right now. Our new Welcome Center is on the way. It's going to give future Gulls the warm greeting that you all deserve. We've laid new turf at the North Field and upgraded our tennis courts, so you can not only excel academically, but also athletically. But I want you to remember that you are always students first. There's also a new crosswalk on Hale Street so you can go back and forth to Mingo Beach and your residence hall more safely. My point in that is to remind you that everything that we have been doing, every brick laid, every program launched is helping you as students thrive. So as we start this new academic year, I want to leave you with this. Be brave enough to be cringe. I think I do it every day. Be kind to yourself and to others. Be open to the unexpected. And when things get tough, because they will get tough, there will always be lows. Do not shrink, rise. Rise with resilience, rise with honesty, rise with your whole weird and wonderful self. We're lucky to have you here, and you're lucky to be here. Always remember those two things. The stars have aligned to bring all of us together and create your future. So let us make this year unforgettable and go Gulls.
will be alright, alright. Everything will be alright, alright. Everything will be alright, alright.
Greetings, faculty, staff, and students. My name is Kendall Harris, and I'm a senior healthcare management major, and I am your student government president. I'm honored to be given this opportunity to be speaking here in front of all of you today. Class of 2029, these past few days have been the beginning of your journey at Endicott. I hope that you've embraced every moment and made new connections. Since I was little, I was always told everything happens for a reason. I was always scared of change and all the unknowns, but that phrase was the only thing to calm my mind. How comforting just a small phrase can be when it puts all the bumps of life into perspective. The unique part about the college is it's a system set us for us to change. No other point in our life will make change this easy. It's expected that there will be bumps in the road, and not everything will go as your plan may be right now. Majors change, friends change, interests change, but it's important to remember that each change, big or small, could lead to many opportunities. Fearing change is common. However, my advice is to not let that fear define you. It is easy to be comfortable with where you are at, but I encourage you to keep pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Just because you meet a friend group is not a reason to not explore more connections. Just because you are happy on Endicott's campus is not a reason to not go study abroad. Just because you are content with your major is not a reason to not add a minor of another interest. If I had stayed in my comfort zone, I would have never been studied abroad in Italy, and I would have never been standing here in front of all of you today. College is a chance to grow and explore without feeling confined to one specific quality of yourself. Why limit yourself to one club when you have a variety of interests and can join multiple? I encourage you to keep a positive outlook on your life at Endicott and truly give it a chance. With all the changes happening right now, it's easy to get overwhelmed. However, take a step back and look at all the changes with perspective. These have only been the first few days of 4 years that will go by in a blink of an eye. Take every moment in. The key to success is what you choose to put into college is what you're going to get out. If you take advantage of the opportunities that Endicott will set up for you in the coming weeks and get involved in the community, then I promise you that you will feel more at home in this new environment. Endicott sets up first-year events, RA events, the involvement fair, intramurals, sports games, and many others, but it's up to you to embrace those opportunities. My recommendation is to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way. Keep yourself busy and keep trying new things because you never know where those experiences may take you. They may lead you to find your best friend, a future career path, a new interest of yours, or a passion that you've never thought of. All of these things wouldn't come along without an open mind and the willingness to try. Take a risk and get involved and make Endicott your own. It is now my pleasure to invite our provost, Dr. Sarah Quay, to the podium.
Thank you very much, Kendall. Good afternoon, everyone. As provost here at Endicott, I oversee academic affairs, and each year at this convocation event, I have the privilege to introduce the new full-time faculty who are joining our academic schools this fall. New faculty, when your name is called, please stand to be recognized. And audience, if you can please hold your applause until all names have been called, that would be appreciated. Erica Brown, Assistant Professor of Nursing. Dean Elmore, Associate Professor of Psychology. Beth Fornoff, Assistant Professor of Special Education. Kelly Olson, Assistant Professor of Nursing. Brittany Perham, Assistant Professor of English and Creative Writing. Rebecca Rocco, Assistant Professor of Criminal Justice. Cielo Sharkus, Assistant Professor of Engineering. Lori Stolars, Assistant Professor of Experiential Learning. And Meredith Yoder, Assistant Professor of Business Analytics. Please join me in welcoming these new members of the Endicott community. I would now like to recognize faculty who have been promoted in rank this year. As in any profession, promotions take hard work, demonstrated accomplishments, and commitment to the institution. The following faculty have excelled in these areas and have received promotions this year. Faculty, when your name has been called, please stand to be recognized. And audience, please hold your applause until all names have been called. Joy Dangora Erickson, Associate Professor of Education. Hank Field, Professor of Computer Science. Randall Livingstone, Professor of Communication. Melissa Natali, Research and Instruction Librarian 2. Ashlie Perry, Professor of Security Studies. Jessica Ventura, Professor of Mechanical Engineering. And finally, one of our staff has been promoted as well, Myung-Ju Chun, Director of Interior Architecture Graduate Programs and Associate Professor of Interior Architecture. Please join me in congratulating our promoted faculty as they bring to the college. Now, a quick message to the students. You've heard this theme throughout our event today. But here, I want to share something about our faculty. At Endicott, your faculty aren't just your professors. They're your advisors, your mentors, and your champions. As you begin your academic journey, lean on them for guidance, insight, and encouragement. As Nelson Mandela said, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. This community will support you, lift you up when you stumble, and celebrate your growth, because your success uplifts us all. I now am pleased to invite one of our most impressive faculty who was recently promoted to the podium. Last year, Joy Dangora Erickson, Associate Professor of Education, won the 2024 Academic Excellence Award and gave the convocation speech right here in this academic quad. This year, she will introduce the recipient of the 2025 Academic Excellence Award and today's convocation speaker, Dr. Erickson.
Hello, class of 2029. How you doing? Doing all right? Woo woo! All right, so I have the privileged honor of introducing the Academic Excellence Award winner this year, and she is amazing, so I'm super excited about this. Dr. Ashlie Perry. The Academic Excellence Award recognizes an exemplary faculty member for outstanding achievement in teaching, scholarship, and service. Nominated by the faculty and selected by the school deans, the recipient is chosen based on excellence across all three areas. Dr. Perry is a remarkable scholar, educator, and mentor whose work exemplifies the very best of Endicott College. She's a dedicated teacher and an unwavering advocate for student success, institutional equity, and transformative learning. In her dynamic and inclusive classrooms, she challenges students to engage deeply with pressing contemporary issues, always fostering critical thinking, empathy, and civic responsibility. Her impact extends far beyond the classroom. As a mentor, she's influenced the lives of countless students, particularly those from underrepresented backgrounds. She empowers students not only to succeed academically, but also to find their voice, embrace their identities, and lead with confidence. A true campus leader, Dr. Perry co-leads the BIPOC Employee Resource Group, creating meaningful spaces for connection, advocacy, and professional growth among faculty and staff of color. Her service on the DEIB Curriculum Committee further reflects her commitment to shaping an education that's as equitable as it is excellent. As faculty lead for the Criminal Justice Department, Dr. Perry championed initiatives that positively impact her colleagues and students alike. She brings real-world relevance to her work, whether partnering with the Equal Justice Initiative or offering powerful insights as a panelist for the film Sing Sing at the Cabot Theater's Amplifying Voices Film Festival. She addresses issues of incarceration, redemption, and the human spirit with clarity and conviction. This summer, Dr. Perry published 3 chapters in an edited book put out by Taylor and Francis, entitled The New Phases of Global Terrorism. The chapters discuss the evolution of and ongoing challenges posed by specific terror groups across Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. She's currently working with a colleague on a project examining cyber terrorism and intends to propose a related book in 2026. In all she does, Dr. Perry brings warmth, insight, and purpose. Please join me in welcoming the outstanding recipient of the 2025 Academic Excellence Award, Dr. Ashlie Perry.
All right. I'm just going to say, first off, that's not on here. My husband surprised me. He's in the front row, so I just wanted to say hi. Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. It truly is a pleasure to be here and have the chance to speak to you. I'd also like to thank you for being a captivated audience. Without the various requirements forcing you to be in those seats, I fear that this would be a much smaller crowd, so I thank you for that. But keeping that in mind, I'm going to do my best to be brief because, honestly, brevity is my favorite part of any speech. I know you all just heard a lot of accolades about me. And to be honest, that version of me sounds pretty awesome, but that's just a very small piece of the puzzle. I was once a freshman in college, like you, and I was an astronomy major. Physics class? Okay, I understand the concepts. Philosophy? To be or not to be? But we all know that's not philosophy, right? Okay. Psych 100? This is so cool, I get this. Wait, did you say calculus 3? Oh, no. So after a major change, and after a master's in clinical and counseling psychology, I was working for the Department of Correction as a psych specialist, so I was providing therapy to incarcerated people. Somewhere along the way, I decided I wanted to understand more about why people did bad things. And I love that topic. I still love that topic. How does someone go from nonviolent to committing crimes? How do you go from not having a criminal record to being a suicide bomber? How do you get there, right? So I love that topic. But I did not love the random strip searches that came along with working in a prison. And I also felt like I wasn't helping the people I was providing therapy to. It was more like putting a bandage on a gaping wound without looking at root causes. So I decided it was time for me to get my doctorate and really dive into the various facets or types of human behavior. I studied international relations, specializing in security studies and political psychology. Now that's just a fancy way of saying I was still trying to figure out why people engaged in violent behavior and maybe how to prevent that. And I'm still learning so much, even after all of these years. And that kind of brings me to what I want to talk to you about today. If I had a chance, what would I tell freshman year me? Me before the major change to psychology and the minor in African American studies. Me before I realized that church belts didn't need to go over every single dress that I wore out of the house. Or that me, I'm a sad beige mom kind of person. That's my whole vibe. So you might be expecting me to talk to you about what you'll face in college, the tough classes, the late night study sessions, and the occasional, or frequent, college fuel panic. And that's all true, by the way. But I thought I'd approach this the way that I would a research outline or maybe a class lesson plan. I want to share with you some basic observations that I've learned while studying human beings at their worst. And then I want you to apply some of those to your academic career, but also to your life. And the hope is that it will influence you to be a better student, a stronger goal, and hopefully a more empathetic human being. So here we go. Lesson 1. Life is hard. Be kind. Whether it's waiting for your drink in the Starbucks line and you're about to be late for class and you're tempted to be grumpy or feisty with the barista, or you're waiting on your professor to email you back, you have no idea what's going on for the person at the other end of that transaction. So be kind. That barista could be swamped with orders and having a bad day. Your professor, who's an actual human being, may have a lot going on and can't respond to you the second that you email them. Pro tip, a second email 5 minutes later won't change a thing. So be kind. Don't be the person that makes their day worse. A little kindness goes a long way, both in college and in life. Lesson 2, it's going to get messy out there, so give yourself some grace. You may change your major. You'll survive. You may not ace every single assignment, and that's actually pretty normal. Things are going to get messy, even in the 4 years that you will spend here at Endicott. Romantic relationships may end. You'll lose friendships. You'll make new ones. There may be days where you don't want to even crawl out of the bed, and that too is okay. Give yourself some grace. Things don't always go as we planned. We've all been there. So try to remember that perfection isn't expected of you. Just do your best. Now, with that being said, lesson 3. If thou want it, thou need to worketh for it. Turning in a 1-page persuasive essay when the assignment actually called for a 5-page research paper isn't going to cut it. You want to earn an A in a class, not get an A, but you want to earn an A in a class, you want that hard-to-get internship, the prestigious job, then you need to put in the work for it. Study, work hard. Don't be complacent and just expect things to be handed to you. Life owes us very little. Read the news, look around, talk to someone. Life owes us very little. So if you expect something, you need to work towards it. You may get sick. You may freak out about Calculus 3, miss class, or have a life-changing event happen. That's not uncommon. But if you set a strong foundation for yourself, you'll be fine. As the saying goes, aim for the stars. So if you fail, you'll still land on a cloud. And the last lesson, lesson 4, we all want to belong. From the person protesting for clean water or the militant group using violence for voting rights, we all want to feel equal. We want to belong to the broader community. It's human nature. We're drawn to groups, sports teams, political clubs, book clubs, golf clubs, knitting groups, and DESI groups. We want to belong. So find your group. Preferably not a violent militant group. I would not recommend terrorism. But find your friend group. That could be a sports team. It could be Alliance, Spotlight Drama Club, the Criminal Justice Club, EDGE, that's the dance group, Echo Acapella, the Veterans Group, EC Buddies, the Spiritual Life Club, or Endicott's own chess club. Shout out to the unsung clubs. But try to find your group where you belong. And if I may, I ask you to take it one teeny tiny step further. When you find your group, embrace someone else into it. Allow someone to belong with you. Imagine what our world would look like if we saw others as part of our group, as someone who belongs with us, not as outsiders. not as someone to keep rights from or to push down or keep at arm's length, but as someone who belongs. I'd have far fewer things to research and probably fewer classes to teach. So to recap, 1, be kind. We all go through struggles, so don't be the straw that breaks someone else's back. Lesson 2, it's gonna get messy, and that's life. You'll be okay. You are fortunate enough to have resources all around you, so use what you need when you need them. 3, if you want the gold and the glory, you have to put in the work. You need to study. Read the textbook and put in the effort, both here at Endicott and out in the world. And lastly, we all want to belong. Find your people, embrace others, and let's create some positive change. The world really needs it. You've been the best forced audience I've had all day, so thank you for your time.
Hello. The purpose of this convocation is to welcome the class of 2029 and all of the rest of you back to Endicott College. I've been asked to offer a prayer, and I invite you to join me in this moment of reflection. A welcoming prayer has 4 parts, so I'd like us all to walk through them together. First, check in with yourself. Notice, how are you feeling right now? You might be excited, you might be nervous, you might be confident, unsure, thrilled, even a little bit afraid. Whatever you're feeling, acknowledge it just the way that it is. Second, welcome this moment. Whether this moment feels exciting, challenging, uncomfortable, or freeing, welcome it with gratitude. This is the beginning of something new. Third, let go. Let go of the need to control, to perfect this new experience. Change is inevitable, so take a deep breath and release any resistance, any urge to fix, to alter, or to hold on too tightly. And finally, open yourself up to grace. Open your heart to the presence of something greater, the source of life, the creative spirit, nature, or whatever gives you meaning and freedom and the power to rise above. Trust that there is a deeper purpose here waiting to be discovered. We pray that you remain open to that sweet grace and that you have the opportunity to rise above challenges and to soar. Amen. Please remain seated until the platform party and the faculty have exited the Ayune Michel academic quad as the Endicott singers perform the Endicott alma mater. Lyrics for the alma mater can be found on the back of your program. Our welcome back barbecue will be served around the Endicott lakes. To keep the crowd flowing, we ask that those seated to the lakes, closest to the lakes, exit forward, and those closest to the Hempstead Common exit towards the rear. Thank you.